Well, hello and welcome to the show. I'm glad you're with us today. Today I have with me one of my favorite guests so far this year. This is my oldest son, Kurt, and I asked him, what do you want to work on? I never actually give my kids lessons. And so I said, you know what, Kurt, what do you want to work on? He said, Dad, I want to work on stops. So we're going to work on teaching Kurt to not only teach his horse to stop better, but get Kurt taught to stop a little bit better. That's coming up right here on Discovering the Horseman Within.
Now the sun is rising slowly on the mountain you must climb, and the trail that takes you closer to the source. And you dream about the moment when you leave it all behind and climb up on that one true horse. That one true horse, the perfect partner built to ride. One true horse, a bond that cannot be denied. You would search forever just to have the chance to take a ride on one true horse. Gonna take a ride on one true horse.
Kurt, we're going to start with talking about the one rein stop and back up, okay?
Okay.
We're only going to work on that for a couple of seconds, and then we're going to go on. Now, you've seen this done a million times, but I'm going to explain it to you because I've never seen you do it, okay?
Okay.
I want you to walk your horse forward. Don't, not yet. Stay still. But I want him walking good, and I want you to start picking up on an inside rein. I'm using my left one, and I want you to bend his nose until his front end stops and his hind end steps over. And as soon as you feel that, release him.
Okay.
3 times. Do it. Pick up on that rein. Hind end, front end stops. Hind end moves over. Release him. Walk off. Pick up on that rein. Front end stops. Hind end moves over. Release him. Then I want you to think about backing up on the 4th one. Okay. Now don't hold him. He doesn't want to stand still, does he? Well, when you hold him like that, you're teaching him that you need to hold him still. If he moves, back him up, put him back where you want him to be, okay? All right, on the 4th one, pick up on that rein, the front end stops, the hind end moves over, you shift your seat and think about going backwards and wait for his feet to come backwards. If he stops moving and doesn't back up, use both legs and tell him, but don't release the rein. Use both legs and tell him, move your feet. And when he starts to walk around, shift your seat and think about going backwards.
Okay.
All right, questions? All right, see what we can do. Kurt typically rides in a shank bit. I don't let my kids ride in snaffle bits because it's important that they learn to ride and be secure. And so I keep them in that shank bit all the time. Get that hind end to move over and the front end stop. What you did was you walked out and his hind end stopped and his front end moved over. I want that front end to stop and the hind end to step over, okay?
Okay.
So, for a young person to ride in a snaffle, they need to know how to keep the horse soft and light. So up until now, the job of keeping the horse soft and light has been Dee Dee's or myself or one of our students, and then the kids just ride them. And we insist that they ride them well, but we have not really taught them how to use a snaffle. So this is Kurt's first time to really get a lesson on how to use a snaffle. I want to see that front end stop. You're making turns. You need to be really adamant there, right there. Good, release him. That was the first one you did really good. Before you're kind of like, well, I don't know. If you don't know, the horse doesn't know. He can't know, okay? Don't hang on him. All right, right off, do it again. I want to see 2 more of those really successful. There, right there, good. That's what I'm looking for. I want that front end to come to a complete stop. I want to see that front end stop moving and that hind end step over. I want to stay on one rein. There, right there. Good. Release him and let him out of it. Okay. I want to stay on one rein until I get that side good. Then I'll go to the other side. All right. Now this time, you're going to pick up on that rein, and while his feet are moving, you're going to shift. Only one rein. Your outside rein is slack. You're going to shift your weight backwards. Don't lean back. Just think about going backwards. Push your feet out a little bit, think about going backwards.
Okay.
Okay? Good. Questions? All right. Kurt is the quiet one in our family. Trent talks 100% of the time. Dee Dee talks about 75% of the time. I talk 110%, and Kurt doesn't feel like there's any need for him to talk. Stay with it, don't quit. No, not 2 reins. Do you see how quickly we go to 2 reins? Why is the 1 rein stop important? Because I need to be able to get, good, right there, release him. I want to get individual control over each of my horse's shoulders, off each side of his mouth. As I talk about getting my horse broke in all 4 corners, I want to have control over every foot. And so at this point, I want to know that that horse is bringing that shoulder back. Drop that outside rein. Stay with it, don't quit. Drop that outside rein. Wait for him. Wait for that horse to find what you're talking about. Think backwards. Think backwards. Don't pull too hard, just hold. Right there, release. Good, good. When you get pulling, that horse gets his head upside down, he can't move anywhere. So you just want to hold that rein. Don't pull on him. You're not jerking him over backwards, okay? Left rein again. Want to see him get a little more consistent. Right there, good, good. One more time, this time I want you to get 5 or 6 steps. If he slows down, use your legs, because you ride your horse backwards the same way you ride him forward, okay? Soften your hands, don't over pull him. You got him bent pretty hard, let him see if he can keep his head further out in front of him. If he can't, you can bend it more. Okay, but ride him forward, pick up on that rein. Don't even worry about disengaging his hindquarters now. It's time to start making this get more finished. So ride him forward, pick up on that rein, think backwards, see if you can stop him on one rein and back him up. If you can't, bend him and move his hindquarters. That's the reinforcer.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead and ride right out here in front of me a little bit. Same rein. What is that left rein? You know what? There's a simple way to fix all habits. This is one of the things I love about my slobber straps. They unbuckle really easily. So Kurt keeps picking up on that outside rein and using it. And in that case, what you're doing is with the snaffle bit, you never want to pull on both sides equally, okay? Because then the horse, if he needs to, he can just run through you. On your way out here, I saw him stop and grab grass. And you pulled with both hands and you couldn't get anywhere, right? He just was gonna eat that grass. I want you to understand, let go of his face, he's all right. You are gonna use 1 rein at a time, okay? So this rein right here, it's just really handy right there. Okay, all right, do this exercise again. Questions? Now, don't neck rein, just ride him around right there, right where you are. Think backwards. See how far around you got his head? Look where your hands are. Get everything down here in front of you, okay? Get his feet moving, there you go. Now think backwards. Ask this horse to back up. There you go, keep his feet moving. What do your feet do? Your feet tell his feet to move, okay? Your people tell his people what to do. That's the deal. Stay with it. Now, what's this? Because what is this hand doing?
Nothing.
It's ruining your balance. Get it right down here. There you go, right there. Good. Good, good, right there. Good, release him and reward on him. Good job. Great. All right, I want you to ride a big circle, right around back over here by old Tough Dog. You've got that left hand rein, use your legs a little bit, ride him right around over here and see if you can get back over here on 1 rein. And then do that exercise again. Now that's a neck rein. Use your leg, not your neck rein. And you see how when you laid that neck rein on, because you have a snaffle and you pulled so hard, his head went the wrong way. Okay, get your feet in the stirrups, okay? All right. Get a nice back up. There, 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 good job. Okay, now you're still having to way over bending, but that'll change probably in a few minutes. I'd like to see him stop straighter. Now, I'm gonna give you back this rein because I want you to work on this side. I'm not going to unhook your left rein unless I decide I need to.
Okay.
So if you want to keep both reins, keep your hands off the left-hand rein, okay?
Okay.
All right, same thing, let's work on the right side. Remember, what you do on one side, you have to do on the other. You can't just work one side good and then fall out. Come on up here. Bring that, hey, look at that. That was pretty quick. Did you do all 3 stops and turn on the hindquarters first? No, so did he do everything he did on one side on the other side? No, he went, oh, stop and back up, okay. Now this horse has had this exercise before, so right away he stepped into it. But if your horse hasn't had that exercise, he doesn't know what happened on the left must also happen on the right. So you have to go back and go through those steps one at a time and show him what you're doing, okay? Okay, so right there. Now go ahead and ask him this time. Good. Next time I want you to go ahead and ask him to back up.
Okay.
Now, I see that left-hand rein getting a little tighter, There you go. I want to see that loose. That's the whole concept behind the rope rein setup, is that I'm working one side of my horse, one corner of my horse at a time, and I don't want to be pulling on the whole horse. Stay with it till you get that back up. Thanks. Now what are your hands doing here?
I don't know.
When your hands are over here, it's messing up your balance and it's pulling on your horse. Lighten your hands and keep them right here. Again, Kurt's used to that shank bit and he's used to being able to do this. And so now he feels like he's got to pull that horse. Don't pull. Okay, see how your hands are on the wrong side of the saddle horn? I want everything square. I want you to ride nice and square right here. Left hand, left side, right hand, right side.
Okay.
Okay? Good, good correction. There you go, good, good, good. And you say, well, he's not backing up straight. I'll worry about that later. This is the first few fundamental steps. This is also the exercise I use to teach my unbroke horses once they've got about 10 rides to back up. There you go. Good, I like to establish forward very well before I start working on the back up. Okay, so you've got the one rein stop and back up going pretty good at a walk. Now, honestly, to really get it good, I would love to see it at a trot and even a lope. But we're not going to work on that right now.
Okay.
Instead, we're going to go into 2 reins, okay?
Okay.
You're going to ride this horse forward, and what I want you to do is pick up on both reins and get the horse to drop his nose.
Okay.
As soon as he drops his nose, release him 3 times. Pull his head up, don't let him eat while you're riding him. World's worst habit. And this horse just came back to us with that habit. And there's nothing I hate worse than seeing a horse eat with a rider on his back. It's because it teaches them to jerk the reins out of your hands. It teaches them to pull on your hands all the time. It's the worst thing in the world. Okay.
So you want me to do that at the trot?
I want you to do that at a walk. Just walk him forward, a good strong walk right here in this area. Soften his nose, release it. Okay. Soften his nose, release it 3 times. On the 3rd time, I want you to relax your seat and take your feet off of him. And as you relax your seat and take your feet off, this horse should come to a stop. If he just keeps right on walking, you're going to maintain one rein because you've got his nose soft, and you're going to lift on the other one. And what that lift does, Kurt, with the snaffle, it puts his head in a twist like that, okay? Sorry, old boy. When it puts his head in a twist like that, it twists his whole spine and he doesn't want to walk through it. So right away, he's going to stop his feet and soften his nose.
Okay.
Then release him. Questions?
No.
Okay. Now, Kurt's heard this explained on a few thousand demos across the country. And this portion of it he's done lots. Kurt's really pretty good at getting a nice face on his horse. Now, I would like to see a bigger release. You kind of pull his nose down, and then you just let your hands go forward. That loop rein is there so that you can drop it when he's soft. Okay, I want to see your hands in front of you. There you go. I don't want to get you like this. I don't want you pulling your chest forward. I want you to sit deep on your pocket. Put that Wrangler patch down in the saddle. Okay, sit deep on your pockets. Ride that horse forward. When his nose is soft, release him. Okay, if he feels like he's pulling on you and he's gaping and don't release him. You wait until he feels light and soft. Okay, good. Now, again, let me show you the difference. When your hand is here, okay, it can be really soft and you can release really quick. When your hand is here, you're pulling.
Okay.
And the horse can't get away from that pull. Here, he can give and find the release even before you drop the rein. Here, he just keeps getting drugged backwards, okay?
Okay.
Those are things that rein management is really important, and it's hard to learn. It takes time and practice. Sit back, see how you feel like you're getting your hands in here? Shorten your reins, adjust your rein a little bit, keep your elbows at your side and out in front of you. Good, excellent. Okay, drop the rein now, don't hold him. A key element to maintaining a stop in your horse is being willing to actually allow him to stop and be stopped. If you hold on to that rein, the horse walks up, you pull on that rein and he stops, he says, okay, that was the stop cue. And then you hold, and pretty soon he goes, you mean it wasn't the stop cue, it must mean something else because you never ended it. So he starts backing up, or he starts sidestepping or jigging in place. You want to find a way to let that horse know it's all right. Drive him up there you go. Riding him up. Good, excellent. Excellent. Now, right there, you pulled him up here to back him up. That horse should learn to get back away from that bit without you pulling him. This horse weighs 1,100 pounds. You weigh 110. So he weighs 1,000 pounds more than you do. If I give you a dead weight 1,000 pound, can you pull it? Absolutely not, right? So when you start trying to pull him backwards, you're pulling on 1,000 pounds. What you want to do is motivate him. See how your hands are here? Leaves you no room. Adjust and get down here in front of you, okay? All right, let's do it again. I want to pick the pace up a little bit. He doesn't have to trot, but I'd like to see him really walk out. Get that hind end up underneath of himself. Really stretch out and get that face soft and keep it soft into and through the stop, okay? Good. All right. Now again, you ended up pulling a little bit because he just keeps taking his face further and further. So you've got to set your hands and not pull. I use the swells in my saddle a lot for this. I'll lock my hand down right here.
Okay.
And if I feel like I need to adjust something, then I'll adjust it. Okay. But I don't move my hands to make that adjustment.
Okay.
Speaking of adjustments, I'm going to adjust this headstall just a little bit, simply because I saw this horse get his tongue over the bit. And if your horse, I like a loose headstall, but if your horse is getting his tongue over the bit, lift that headstall up a little bit so he doesn't do that. Okay, go ahead. There, squeeze, and then if he doesn't move, you tell him, let's go. Good, nice head set. He's looking good and soft. There, right there. Good, much better. Much, much better. Now, here's what I want you to work on. I want you to show me in the next one how long you can leave the reins and still get this done. Right now, there's about this much space between his mouth and your hand, from here to here. See how long you can leave it. We call it the length of frame. Sometimes you get a horse and you get him in a way short frame and he's way overbent, okay? I want to see if you can get this horse out in a longer frame, but still keep his nose vertical.
Okay.
All right. Turn your toes out when you kick and use your heels. Now, your hands are getting like this. Adjust those reins, fix that, or adjust your seat, shift your saddle, shift back in your saddle and drive forward. Give yourself more room. See how you keep coming forward over that saddle? Get sat back a little bit, get those shoulders behind. Your shoulders need to be on a vertical line to your heel. Okay, not forward over the saddle horn. It's really dangerous to get forward over your saddle horn. That horse ends up throwing his head up, he's gonna pop you in the nose. Okay? Go ahead and back him up, don't pull. There, much better. Good job, all right. That was excellent. That time, instead of pulling, you started to and you stopped. You just sat back and the horse came back off of that bridle, left you a lot of space between your hand and the horse's mouth. Now you need to practice this exercise out here or in the arena or wherever you happen to be until you can do it at a walk, trot, and lope. Until you can do that walk to back up, trot to back up, lope to back up, and that horse will be getting his hind end deep in the ground underneath of you. Don't let him eat. You need to get those feet off of him. Keep him nice and soft, and all of a sudden your stops will be. But remember, do it at a walk first. Get it good at a walk. Any questions?
Nope.
All right, good job, buddy. You know, God created these horses for our enjoyment, and the best way to enjoy them is with your family. Involve your family in what you're doing, and you will always be glad that you took the time to do that. Thank you so much for joining us, and until next time, may God bless the trails you ride.
For more information about Ken McNabb Clinics, appearances, and products, visit kenmcnabb.com.
One true horse, the perfect partner built to ride. One true horse, a bond that cannot be denied. You would search forever just to have the chance to take a ride on one true horse. Gonna take a ride on one true horse.